Hello guys, this side Nitin Umesh. I'm going to tell you something regarding the SQL injection today. Basically, you have many time heard about the SQL injection, how to exploit the websites and how they are taking out the data from the databases and how they are bypassing the front end. And they are doing it via SQL map, they are doing it by many tools, they are actually. But it is very important to understand the science behind it. So let's just understand today what is the science of SQL injection. The output of this lecture will be you will be able to understand the technical details of a SQL injection, and you will also understand that why the SQL injection has a top rank in OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities. This lecture is also important to them, those who are planning to go for OSCP or CH kind of certifications. Although we cannot compare both the certs, OSCP is a top level certification, but understand that if you are going to convert such kind of certifications, you do not need to depend on any kind of tools or like Metasploit or SQL map, because actually you cannot use those tools to exploit the vulnerabilities, especially a kind of if you're going for cross-site scripting or anything like the SQL injection. So it is important to understand the science of the vulnerability so that you can actually convert them or exploit them manually. The very last point, that this lecture has another output, that you will also understand that how to prevent those vulnerabilities to let not to come in the web application, as well as how you'll be taking the security measures there, that in case if further someone is coding there and further just because of careless approach, a coder couldn't involve such thing that let the web application exploit with respect to the SQL injection. So let us understand. We can see that top 10 vulnerabilities, among top 10 vulnerabilities, the A1 is the rank one is an injection. Okay, so basically, of course, if OWASP web top 10 vulnerabilities, if you find A1, the top rank vulnerability as an injection, that matters a lot. That's mean that we are going to first of all check this kind of vulnerability which actually let the attacker get all the sensitive thing of the web applications or any software. Understand what is the soul of a website. If you're going to attack on a website, you must understand that in case if you have attacked or hacked a website, what you are seeking for. I mean, you are first of all going for the data that is being saved in the databases. So this is a very important thing, that how you're approaching, how you're finding out the vulnerabilities and how you're exploiting them, because this totally helps you to get the things from the softwares or from the web application. So let's understand this thing. A SQL injection is a very simple vulnerability, but of course, if we'll go into the depth of that, it will becoming more complicated step by step. So we'll be understanding from basic to advanced level. So let's just start it from a very basic one and a very interesting part of the injection. I'm opening a Google, fine, and I'm not using anything here. The best part is here. I suggest to my viewers that just first of all learn, if you really want to be a hacker, learn how to Google. And now it might be possible that many of you are feeling that what is a use of, I mean, what is a weird thing what I'm asking for from you. Googling is again one art. Okay, I'll show you some magic of Google Docs as well after this tutorial of the SQL injection. and you'll find that if I'll be saying that Google is the biggest tool for the hacking, it is not a metaphor for this. Let us understand. I'm using what? Let's just understand the science. I'm using some PHP website. So I'll be doing what? I'll be writing PHP question mark ID is equal to anything. You can see that a lot of websites came to me randomly. So these websites is having a web link like this. Again, I am repeating. Behind this examples, I have a motive to let us understand the science of the SQL injection. There is no motive of hacking any real-time website. So I'll be telling you to let us check whether the website is vulnerable with respect to the SQLi or not. SQLi means SQL injection, fine. So whether it is being potentially injectable or not, you have to understand this thing. So for that, I am going to just check whether the site is injectable or not. So for that, I have just used PHP question mark ID is equal to something. So basically, if you're a coder, if you're a software developer, you can understand that you are linking up pages from each together. This is a very common thing that you get after that. Fine. So here the important thing is ID is equal to 200 or ID is equal to 2 or something like this. Let me tell you, if in case the very first symptom that the website is injectable or not, if the last digit, yes, if the last digits or the last part of this link id is equal to something or name is equal to something or anything that you are creating here, and if the last part is changing, mean to say if sometime it is 200, if you're going to another page it is changing to 201 or 1 or 2 or 3, that's mean if the number, the last number is dynamic, it's mean a, a website can be a potentially injectable. Let us understand. I'm opening it, opening some more website randomly. So again, I'm repeating my motive is to let you understand that how we can identify the websites whether they are weak or strong with respect to the SQL injection vulnerability. So I have opened this. Some website is there. Might be it is mean to hack. Fine. If I'm going somewhere, say home, I'm clicking on home. I got something else. Website under construction. Then I have clicked musical instruments. I've clicked pianos, acoustic. Go to the pianos only. You see, earlier it was 200. Now it became 33. Fine. Again, if I'm going to say some ethnic and others instruments, I'm clicking here and I'm going to some miscellaneous or anywhere. See, now it is 55. So that's means the here ID is getting changed every time. So this can be another one symptom to let us understand that the website can be 80-90% chances are there that it can be a potentially vulnerable. Another thing, see, let me show you this thing. Now again I'm letting you know one thing, one another symptom. I call it as stress testing. Fine. This is a website I have randomly picked from a Google, and here in last I am putting a single code. Yeah, you understand the single code. Again I'm putting a single code here, and I'm entering it. I'm clicking the enter. See what kind of error I am getting. Select asterisk from category where is active is equal to 1 and id is equal to 55. Id is equal to 55. Now don't go into the depth. I'll let you understand this whole syntax further. after third step or fourth step of this tutorial. Just understand one thing, that from where you're getting this response. You're getting this response from the backend. From the backend, understand, a website has two things: a front end and the backend. If you're getting something regarding a select asterisk or something like that, this is of course SQL. It is what? SQL, a structured query language, which is basically mean for the backend thing. Fine. So I have given only single quote and see what kind of response I got. Error. Select asterisk from category where something is equal to 1 and id is equal to 55. You have an error, SQL syntax and something your MySQL server version of this blah blah blah. So from this kind of error, I'm getting two things. One, what kind of server they are using. Microsoft, that is MySQL server. See, it's not mine website nor your website. It's some other one's website, and it is a very vulnerable website, and through one error I'm getting that this MySQL, this is made up of this is running on this server, and this is having this table, sorry, this is having one table which name is category, and under which they have two columns, is underscore active and id. Understand, I'm getting the details of the database of a website which is so called tunesman or .com. Again, I'm repeating, I'm not going to exploit it further, but I'm going to tell you how we can differentiate a good website to a bad website with respect to the SQL injection. If I'm doing the same thing with other websites, so I got a Bible history. Let do not take it because it is Bible written there. So the sentiments matters a lot. Um, Going to the another page, I have got something multan.government.pk, gov.pk, or some other websites more. So I'll be going to there. I'll be checking this one. I'll be putting here single quote. I'm clicking enter and see. I didn't got any kind of response, or did I? Oh, I'm getting. You can understand. MySQL server version. Again, it can be vulnerable. It can be vulnerable. No, we cannot say for sure, but 80-90% is there that somehow we can exploit it. See, very easy thing. Fine. But if I'll be using the same thing for Google, na, if I'll be writing here, suppose this, of course, it is a Google, so I'm going in the end. Lot of things are there, and in the end, I'm putting single quote. In the end, I'm putting single quote. I'm clicking enter. See, I'm not getting this kind of response, anything. So understand how a website tackles the invalid input given by the user shows how the application or a website is strong with respect to the SQL injection. So we have found one thing, that how we can do the stress testing on the number of websites, and how we can get to know that whether the website could be potentially injectable or not. So this is one thing. Now, uh, see, I have installed some our own tool to let elaborate the SQL injection here, and I am using a web goat here. SQL injection. So how to install it and how to do the things on WebGoat or BWAAPP or DBWA, I'll be telling you this thing in the next lecture, and there I'll be telling you the depth level science of a SQL injection, how to exploit the things, and how to protect the websites or the web applications or any application with respect to the SQL injection vulnerabilities. Till then, thank you.